Hello everyone, welcome you for the presentation of the work on the parameterized complexity of the expected coverage problem in CSR 2020, and myself Vijay Raghunathan Ramamurthy from IIT Madras, and this is joint work with Professor Fedor Fomin from University of Bergen. First of all, we are happy and honored to receive the Best Paper Award of CSR 2020, and thanks to CSR committee regards Fedor and I. So technically we start with the facility network with unreliable nature. A facility network is an undirected graph where vertices are associated with demand. A vertex is selected to open a facility, then it could cover the demand of itself and its neighbors. So we have the budget constraint that we have to open at most k facility centers to cover maximum demands. Unreliability is added to the facility network by associating an existential probability to the edges. An edge E will exist or survive in the network with the probability PE, or it could fail with the probability 1 minus PE. Consider the graph as a road network. For an edge E or a road, PE is the probability that the road will survive after a disaster like earthquake. We assume that the disaster affects only on links or edges, not on the vertices. The disaster may damage the components of the network and render some of the links non-operational, and the resulting network is called surviving network or subgraph realization. For instance, Q1 is rendered as a realization of the with probability capital P of Q1. The probability capital P is referred as the probability of the realization, and it is different from the probability associated with the edges. In some cases, the realization can have multiple connected components. Naturally, the number of possible realizations are 2 power m, where m is number of edges in the graph. It is often necessary to treat the link failure as dependent event. Hasan Ravi Salman proposed a dependency model called linear reliable ordering model, which we also use in this work. LRO model is formulated from the vulnerability based dependency model introduced by Gunas and Salman. In this model, given a pair of edges EI and EJ, with EI is stronger than EJ, probability that the edge EJ fails condition on EI fails is 1. When every pair of edges are following VP dependency, then failure of an edge E implies failure of all the edges weaker than that. In this case, we can have m plus 1 different subgraph realizations under the assumption that all the edges are having unique probability of existence. Consider the graph with 7 edges. The probabilities are sorted in descending order from P1 to P7. The graph itself a realization with probability P7, that is, the existence of the edge E7 implies that all the edges are exist in the graph. Let G6 be a realization with E6 be the weakest link that survives, and E7 be the strongest link that fails. Then the probability of the realization is P6 minus P7. And similarly, the other realization can be rendered. In each realization, solid edges denote survived edges and dashed edges denote failed edges, and the red edges denote the strongest edge that fail. The LRO model can be used in many practical applications. So there are rich amount of work in the field of operation research and disaster response management that the link failure have statistical dependency among them. One such example is disaster response in mountain region. Since the roads are stacked in levels, failure of a road at level I implies no facility service from a center at below level I to the demand points above level I, and vice versa. Another example is monitoring pipeline of gas lines and water supply. In the supply system, failure of a pipe at level I implies no supply to demand points below or after level I. Now we define the expected coverage problem formally as follows. Given an input consists of a graph G, demands on the vertices and probabilities on the edges, and an integer k. LRO model assumes that and I mean under the LRO model, assume that the realization for the input graph G is known. So we want to find a set F of size at most k such that the expected coverage of V by F over the realizations is maximized. The optimization function can be shortened as coverage function. So given a set S and a vertex V, the expected coverage of V by S is denoted by capital C of V comma S. In LRO model, the coverage of V by S is demand of V if V is included in the set S. If V is not included, so if V is not included in the set S, but it has some neighbor in S, then the coverage is the product of weight of V and the probability of the edge UV, where U is the strongest neighbor of V in S, called best neighbor of V in S. Otherwise the coverage is 0. We study the parameterized complexity of the expected coverage problem in this paper. I recommend the listener to go through the preliminaries of the parameterized complexity and tree width machinery from the referred textbooks. Now we look at the related works to the expected coverage problem. Hazen et al. Showed that the expected coverage problem is NP-hard. The expected coverage problem is a generalization of budgeted dominating set problem. Therefore, the expected coverage problem is W2-hard for the parameter K. Narayanaswamy et al. Consider the expected coverage problem with non-negative demands on the vertices. They gave an FPT algorithm parameterized by tree width on general graphs and an FPT algorithm for the parameter K on planar graphs. In this work, we study that the parameter tree width, for the parameter tree width, the expected coverage problem with mixed demands turned to be W1-hard. And also we give an XP algorithm for the same. So now we turn to the technical part. So the main theorem that we want to prove in this technical part is the expected coverage problem is W1-hard for the parameter tree width when we have the mixed weights on the vertices. That is, we will have both negative and positive weights on the vertices. So the proof outline is we reduce from the multicolored click problem to the expected coverage problem and showing the equivalence among the problems. Then we will show that the tree width of the reduced graph is bounded by some function of k. So we start with the definition of multicolored click. Given an integer k and a k colored graph G, decide is there a k click containing one vertex from each color. And the classic work of Downey and Fellow shows that the multicolored click problem is parameterized by k is W1-hard. And we begin the reduction by constructing the reduced graph. Start with a graph G where vertices is partitioned into k sets V1 to Vk. For each vertex partition Vi, we construct a gadget Hi. Consider a partition Vi. For each vertex u in Vi, create a vertex Au with weight 0 and create two more vertices Ti and Qi with weight k square, and we call these vertices are heavy vertices due to its high weight. Okay, make every vertex in the form Au to adjacent to both Ti and Qi. The probability of the edges in this gadget will get 1, value 1. So we call this gadget as vertex partition gadget, and we construct a vertex partition gadget for each vertex partition. So we will have k many vertex partition gadgets at the end. Now we construct the gadgets for the edges. We partition the edges of graph G into k choose 2 sets as follows. For 1 less than or equal to I less than j less than or equal to k, let Eij is set of all edges connecting vertices between the partition Vi and Vj. For each partition Eij, we construct the gadget Hij. Consider an edge partition Eij. For each edge E in Eij, we create a vertex Ae with weight 0. And we create two more vertices Tij and Qij with weight k square, and these two vertices are also type of heavy vertices, and make every vertex of the form Ae adjacent to both Tij and Qij. The probabilities on all these edges are set to 1, and we call this gadget as edge partition gadget. We will have k choose to many edge partition gadgets at the end. We now introduce the connector vertices to connect the edge partition gadgets and vertex partition gadgets. Let R be the connector vertices. We have two types of connector vertices, small r and small s. The subscript denote the edge partition and superscript denote the vertex partition. Each connector vertex will have weight -1, and these are the negative dimension vertices in H. In each vertex partition gadget Hi, connect each vertex in the form Au to all connector vertices with subscript I. And in each edge partition Eij, connect each vertex in the form Ae to the 4 connector vertices with subscript Ij. Now we define a function z that maps vertices of G to a unique rational number between 0 and 1. The probabilities of the edges hitting connector vertices are as follows. The edge between Au to S connector will get Zu, and the Zu is identified by for which vertex in the graph G the corresponding vertex in the vertex gadget Au is created, and this U is same as the probability associated for to the edge Au Si I1. Okay, and similarly the edge between Au and R connector vertex will get the probability 1 minus Zu. And in the edge partition side, so the edge Ae, assume E is equal to xy for some x in Vi and y in Vj. Okay, the edge between Ae Sij will get the probability z of x, and the edge between Ae Riij will get the probability 1 minus z of x, and these two edges are connecting Ae or the entire gadget to the gadget Vi Hi. And similarly the edge between Ae and Sjij will get probability z of y, since y belongs to the partition Vj, and these two are the connector vertices connecting to the gadget Hj. For example, consider the graph G with 3 vertex partitions V1, V2, V3. So consider the partition V1 with vertices U1 and U2. We create T1 and Q1 for the gadget H1. The vertices AU1 and AU2 are created for the vertices in V1, that is, those are U1 and U2, and all these vertices are connected to Q1 and T1. The vertices AU1 and AU2 are connected to appropriate connector vertices. Those are the connector vertices with superscript 1, that is the vertex partition number. Similarly, we construct the gadget for H2 and H3. Now we consider the edge partition E12. So the edges participating in this edge partition is U1, U3 and U2, U4. So we create two vertices AU1, U3 and AU2, U4 representing the edges U1, U3 and U2, U4, and we create two more vertices, heavy vertices, that are those are T12 and Q12, and we make the appropriate connection. And similarly the vertices AU1, U3 and AU2, U4 are connected to respecting connector vertices. Those are the connector vertices with subscript as edge partition ID, that is 1 comma 2. And similarly we construct the gadgets h23 and h13, and we constructed the graph h for the example graph G. Okay, so to complete the reduction we have to set up the parameters for the reduction. So we constructed the graph h. Let k prime and t prime are the budget and target value to be covered for the expected coverage problem. Thus k h comma k prime comma t prime be the instance of the expected coverage problem, and this completes the reduction. So where for the constructed graph h using the budget k prime, we want to cover a expected coverage of value at least t prime. Okay, so now we discuss the equivalence between the problems. First we consider the forward equivalence, that is if g comma k is a s instance of multicolored click problem, then h comma k prime t prime is an s instance of expected coverage problem. So to prove this, let k is equal to v1 v2 vk be a k click in G. Consider that u1 belongs to v1, u2 belongs to v2, and so on. We construct a set S as follows. For each I in the range 1 and k, select a vertex AUI from the gadget HI, and for each 1 less than or equal to I less than j less than or equal to k, select the vertex AUI from gadget HIJ. We claim that the set S is a feasible solution for the instance h comma k prime t prime of expected coverage problem. So clearly the S is a set of size k prime, and now okay, so we will look at one example. So consider the example. The set u1 u2 u4 u5 forms a k click in G, where u2 belongs to v1 and u4 belongs to v2, u5 belongs to v3. So okay, so the red colored vertices in the graph H is a set S constructed using above rules. Okay, so there are k plus k choose too many gadgets in H, and each gadget consists of 2 heavy vertices with weight k square. So every heavy vertex is covered by some vertex in the set S, since we pick one vertex from each gadget. So if you consider the gadget h1, we pick u2, and this cover both heavy vertices in h1, and similarly in each gadget we cover the heavy vertex using a common vertex that hitting both heavy vertices. Okay, so the coverage contribution of these heavy vertices is 2 times k plus k choose 2 times k square, that is k power 4 plus k cube. We left, suppose if we left so we left with the coverage of negative demand vertices. So there are k choose 2 pairs of R and S vertices. Consider a pair Ri ij and Si ij connecting the gadget Hi and Hij. That is AUI is selected in Hi, and AE where E is equal to UI uj selected in Hij. Since AUI and AUI uj are in S, the expected coverage of Siij by S is minus Z of UI, since the weight is -1, and the expected coverage of Riij by the set S is -1 plus Z of UI, since the weight of the S R connector is -1. Then the coverage of the pair by the set S is -1. So since we have k choose 2 times k choose 2 many pairs of R and S connectors, so the total negative contribution of these vertices are minus k square plus k, and we already covered a coverage of value k power 4 plus k cube. So then the overall coverage is k power 4 plus k cube minus k square plus k, which is the target value to be covered. So thus h comma k prime t prime is an S instance of the expected coverage problem. So next we show the equivalence of the other side, that is if h comma k prime comma t prime is an S instance of the expected coverage problem, then g comma k is an S instance of the multicolor clique problem. To prove this, we look at some properties of the feasible solution. As we have seen, there are 2 times k plus k choose 2 vertices with weight k square, which are shown in square shape in this example. If we cover all of these vertices, then we can achieve a coverage of value k power 4 plus k cube. Suppose if we miss even a single vertex, if we miss to cover even a single heavy vertex, then we will get a coverage of value at most k power 4 plus k cube minus k square, which is less than the target value. Then in a feasible solution, every heavy vertex must be covered, and this is possible only when we pick exactly one vertex that cover both heavy vertices in each gadget. Finally, we discuss the coverage of negative demand vertices. So far, a feasible solution achieved a coverage of value k power 4 plus k cube from the heavy vertices. To satisfy the target value, the coverage of the connector vertices is at least k minus k square. Consider a R and S connector vertex pair for the gadget hij and hhi. By above properties, assume that the vertex AU and the vertex AE is in the feasible solution, where U belongs to Vi and E is an edge belongs to Eij. The coverage of the pair is maximum when U equal to X, that is, the edge E hits U and Vi in the graph G. Okay, so now if I choose U from the partition Vi and E from the partition Eij, suppose E is not hitting U, then X is different from U, then the coverage of Sij by these two vertices is the maximum of, the minus maximum of Zu and Zx. So in the other side we will have minus maximum of 1 minus Zu and 1 minus Zx. Suppose if U and X are different, then these together sum will give a coverage of value less than minus 1. Okay, so when U equal to X, then we will have the coverage of Si is Zu and coverage of Riij is minus 1 plus Zu. So the total coverage will be minus 1. So the maximum coverage value attained when U is equal to X. Since we have 2 times k plus k choose 2 pairs of connectors and each pair contribute a coverage of value at most minus 1, in a feasible solution every pair of connectors must achieve the maximum, and this is possible when each edge partition, the vertex selected in the edge partition representing some edge in the edge partition of the graph G must hit the vertex partition so the vertex partition in the graph G, that is, if U equal to X, then it will achieve the maximum coverage value. Then this implies there is a k clique in G, and this completes the equivalence. Now we bound the tree width of the graph H. We claim that the tree width, FES number and vertex cover number of the graph H is bounded by some function of k. So to prove this, again we consider the example. If we remove all the connector vertices along with T type or Q type from each gadget, then the resulting graph is a forest. So these are the edges in the resulting graph, and it forms a forest. Okay, so then the tree width number and FES number of the graph G is at most the size of the vertices to be removed. Vertices, those are removed. So the size of the vertices removed from this graph is 5 times k choose 2 plus k. So then when we remove both q type and t type, that is we remove both square shapes, then we left with an independent set of circle shaped vertices. So then the vertex cover number of the graph is bounded by the size of the connector vertices and q type and t type vertices, that is a heavy vertices. So that is the size is at most 3 times k square minus 2k. So then we bound the parameters, structural parameters of the graph H, that is tree width, FUS number and vertex cover number. So now we come to the concluding section. So we conclude the hardness result with additional parameters. The expected coverage problem is W1 hard for any combination of the parameters budget K, tree width, FUS number and vertex cover number. Okay, so now we come to the end of the talk. So the concluding remarks. So in this work we showed that the expected coverage problem is W1 hard for the parameter tree width. More specifically, even for parameters like FUS number and vertex cover number, the problem is W1 hard. And observe that if you consider the number of negative demand vertices as a parameter, then the problem remains W1 hard. And the expected coverage problem admits an FPT algorithm for the parameter tree width on bounded degree graphs. This is an XP algorithm for the parameter tree width, and this is excluded from the talk and it deferred to the full version of this paper. And the future direction of this work is to study the parameterized complexity of the expected coverage problem on graph classes like planar graphs. And thanks for listening. Thank you.